toe the line. We made big mention of the plasma event in the sky. Well, wouldn't you know it, there's been an Arkanside, one of the plasma scientists at Caltech, physicist Andrew Lang, just happened to bite the bullet, died of an apparent suicide, asphyxiation, I guess. Maybe he was watching a movie about Guantanamo and had to stuff rags down his throat, rip up some bed sheets, and hang himself. He was also a senior research scientist at NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory. I think that kind of tells us something. One of the other pictures we have here is we're going to show you where some of our big circles were. We talked about the one down here in Kalgoorlie that we caught, and then we have a HARP base here on the coast at Exmouth in Australia, and then the Broome Naval Station up the coast. Well, wouldn't you lo and behold it, there's another one of those just really bizarre cloud effects over that U.S. primarily naval base, missile testing base at Broome, Australia. And this one doesn't have a clear center. We got a red dot, and we see the similar patterning around there. So I just described that for people of limited science like myself, just to think of it as the old experiment you did with a magnet with iron filings on a piece of paper. You can't see the magnetic field, but when you put that magnet close to those iron filings, they take a pattern shape of the magnetic waves that are invisible, and we see this, whatever's in the atmosphere here, taking that pattern very, very clearly. And Australia is a very big continent, so when you look at that circle on the whole continent of Australia, that's one big ass bullseye and cloud. And there's absolutely no mistake, the HARP machine or something very, very similar is working overtime down there. These things are supposed to generate over 1 billion watts of power. You know, I'm sure we can cause a few earthquakes or lay waste to a few villages of undesirables if we so choose. Little news out of NASA from Brother John. On January 28th, there was a major flooding that occurred at NASA's Kennedy Space Center Launch Control. The fire extinguisher water system pipe burst. 60,000 gallons of water poured in the LLC Vehicle Assembly Building at 8:22 Eastern Standard Time, 2022 Greenwich Mean Time, a test of the FireX system. Well, I remember up at our airport, we use foam as opposed to 60,000 gallons of water. Like, God help anybody who got in the way of that. But, you know, considering NASA's right up the butt of the New World Order, we have to wonder and speculate if this is an accident or if this is an intended way to destroy a lot of evidence and make a lot of things off limits. Don't think it's a quantum leap, even for quantum physicists. The Toronto Sun did a service, making up for their disservice when they started this flu scare for us, saying that we had a hockey player who probably had meningitis die of the flu and panic everyone to getting a shot, including a young woman called Donna Hartland. She took the shot and she got the Guillain-Barré syndrome. She's paralyzed, needs a walker, her legs are numb, she can't walk more than a few steps, her face is paralyzed, she can't chew food, her right eye is bandaged because she can't close it anymore. And, you know, she believed her government. Okay, and she makes plain, and the Sun even repeats it, that she trusted them. They put commercials on TV. They said it was safe. They said it would be okay. I took the shot. And now they don't want to have anything to do with me anymore. And I can't look after my 2-year-old and my 4-year-old. Isn't that wonderful? Like I say, I can see our government making some hard and fast decisions. Sometimes you have to make hard and fast decisions. But cutting this woman off dry and just leaving her to hang and forcing people to sign, you know, agreements that they won't hold these drug companies liable for their mayhem, even if they're putting out contaminated and totally useless products. Something has to be done. That is just not satisfactory. Then, of course, we get a little rehash on the rocket's red glare there down east there in Newfoundland, eh? And, you know, we found out these was just screech bottles flying through the sky because we got a recycling program we didn't know about. And them little babies was just flying there. That's like 160 proof liquor there, boy. You know, that stuff will fly through the air so fast you can't even catch it. At least that's what the Prime Minister would have us believe. And the media just changes their pace here, and they start talking about this woman. So she saw the missile, then she gets her husband and goes outside and talks to the neighbor, and 3 more go by. So we got 4 missiles flying through the sky here with maybe El-Qaeda or whoever. And, no one cares in our government. No one cares that missiles are flying. What if there really was an Al-Qaeda? What if there really was a threat? What if they really had access to missiles? What if they really have a nuclear weapon? Or what if Iran has sent one of their diesel-electric submarines down to the bay, down to the bay, boy, just to take a shot there and take out, maybe we just test them on the Newfies because they ain't going to know what's going on, but when we really got a count, we'll send one down Baltimore way, eh? And blow them damn Yankees to kingdom come. And they pay that guy, and they pay the people in the cabinet. It's just little model rockets from kids. No, there's something that's from kids. It's your brain. Your brain is from a child. It still hasn't got past kindergarten. You don't have a clue what's going on. There's no way you should be in charge of this country. There's no way you should be administering a country at war. There's absolutely no way you should be controlling the self-defense forces of this country when missiles are flying over our sovereign territory and you don't have a friggin' clue why, how, or where. We blame some TTC guy because he fell asleep at his desk. Who fell asleep at the radar station? And I hope we got more than one on the East Coast where our Navy and Air Force are. Wasn't there anybody at Gander Airport to just say, hey, we're launching planes up with people in them, eh? And look at those little suckers going across the screen. Hey, we can play games with these, eh, boys? It's like Pac-Man. There's a little missile there. I get you with this one. There's a little missile over there. That's the best we can do. God help us. And one of the fans sent us a very interesting radar sweep. If we can zoom in on the screen there, my friend. We see a nice little picture of North America here. Maybe we'll blow this up, no pun intended, and get a better look at it here. So, I'm hoping we know where Toronto is up here by the Great Lakes. And then way down here is Haiti. And he was just watching the Weather Channel and watching, the radar sweeps of the weather and all that kind of goody stuff. Here's a little bigger picture here so you can kind of see the track, coming down from the Great Lakes to Haiti. You just follow the little bouncing arrow there. Hey, is that a missile? Oh, let me get that sucker. Oh, no, that was a 747. Oh, shit. That's the second one I crashed this week. And we get a bigger picture there. We can actually see the Great Lake, and you can just see the general course of how you cut through Pennsylvania, North Carolina, and head down south. You're going, well, what is the object of this enterprise here? And we go all the way down to the bottom. Well, here's the little clue. There's where the radar arm hits, and it aims directly to Haiti. So for some strange reason, the radar sweeping arm from Toronto's Pearson Airport aims directly towards Haiti in its sweep. I find that absolutely amazing. So is this radar arm picking up particles in the air or some sort of disturbance from maybe one of our Dr. Frankenstein labs that we have buried under Toronto somewhere? Very, very interesting little thing. It couldn't be pointing towards Calgary or Tuktoyaktuk or even down there in Newfoundland, eh? It's pointed directly at Haiti. Very astute. Very interesting. Maybe somebody's got an answer. We'll find out down the road. And of course, with this Nova Scotia incident or Newfoundland incident, we found exactly last year, January 10th, there's a reporting on the UFO websites of a massive fireball over Halifax, Nova Scotia. And then the American government does something in their infinite wisdom. We have scientists, they research a lot of this stuff. So the military hushes up the incoming space rocks. So now it's classified. So all this stuff that used to be talking about, incoming bodies of whatever from space are no longer released to academics in the non-military world. They're classified. And you figure, well, why? It's always been open for these guys to study this kind of stuff, incoming bolides and fireballs, but then a plasma weapon is a fireball too, and you can't see that little puppy coming down. One of the other objectives from this exercise was it also detected nuclear bomb tests. We can't have any people who are trained in the sciences detecting nuclear bomb blasts, especially when there are covert supply of nuclear bombs. It's not like we stole a whole lot of them off that B-52. Just a few, just enough to get by, so we can't have any perky guy peering down from space and looking at this sort of stuff. Very, very improper, to say the least.